Hello! How are you doing, humans? I've returned to continue playing Broken Sword, The Smoking Mirror, which is the best one, officially, judged by me. We just got to Caramonte, or Caramonte City, which isn't a city, it's just like 4 buildings or something. Um, I need to open the actual screen. I can see what's going on and make sure it's actually working. Okay. How is everybody? The few people that are here. I will. I think I'm just going to go around and have a little talk to people, see what's going down in Calamonte.
Hey, cheer up, guys. What's with the long faces?
Our pipe player has been arrested and thrown in jail.
Poor Miguel. He never broke the law in his life.
Why was Miguel put in jail?
For playing folk music.
What?
It's true, senor. He insisted on playing traditional Cuaramonte music, even though it's illegal.
It sounds from Footloose.
Why don't you try playing a tune to cheer yourselves up?
No, we should be looking for real jobs.
We could earn 10 times as much down the mines. My cousin Ramirez was earning 8 pesos an hour.
Before he lost his legs in the accident.
Doesn't seem worth it.
Tell me about the accident at the mine.
There was an explosion at Teoculcan. 30 miners were buried alive.
Uncan.
They got some of them out, though.
2 of them, including your cousin, and they left half of him behind.
Dang. That is grisly. Hey, do you want to see this weird,
What do you make of
disgusting
this
thing?
little worm?
No good. It's dead.
Sure it's dead. You think I'd carry it around in my pocket if it wasn't? Would either of you guys
The
care
question
for a
is,
biscuit?
George, why are
A
you
dog
carrying it
biscuit,
around
senor?
anyway?
Are you trying to insult us?
No, really. They're good.
We'll take your word for it.
I've insulted them. I've showed them a worm. That's good
Have you any
progress for the
idea what
day.
this is?
No, senor.
Me neither.
Oh, senor. I probably shouldn't do the thing I do when I play games where I just try to do the accent of every character in the game for some reason. Because I imagine it'll come across
you seen
as
anything like,
insulting to
"I,
whoever's accent
the
I'm
hungry
doing.
chief"?
Why are you carrying that thing around with you, senor? Don't you know who it is?
No. Dude, tell me.
I do.
He's Tezcatlipoca,
It's Captain
god
Booker.
of death and blood.
Yeah, he's alright. He's just hanging out in my pocket.
Take a look at the design on this label.
I have seen that before.
Where?
There was a ship flying a flag just like that
When did you see this ship?
3 months ago. It was here, at the docks.
Oh, really?
What was the ship with the condor flag carrying?
I don't know, senor. We weren't allowed near the docks.
That's right. Usually we meet the ships when they tie up.
We play to the tourists.
Well, when the Condor ship came in, we were told to go away.
Do you guys know anything about a total eclipse?
What is it?
It's like when the sun is hidden by the moon.
It's crazy.
My cousin Alfredo swears he saw it happen once. But that was after he stupidly consumed a cocktail of peyote and antibiotics.
George Stobart, well, of all the...
Mrs. Henderson. Boy, this is some coincidence, huh?
When you've been married to a fruitcake like Dwayne as long as I have, you stop believing in coincidence.
I'd met Pearl and Dwayne
Hey.
on the other side of the globe in Syria. He was an Army veteran who suspected he was working for the CIA, but wasn't sure. She was less obviously deranged.
You leave Dwayne alone.
Is Dwayne here
He
with you,
means
Mrs.
well.
Henderson?
Why, sure, I couldn't leave him home alone. Since Dwayne came back from the war, we couldn't bear to be apart.
So, where is he now?
We ain't speaking.
Why aren't you speaking to Dwayne?
Because he's an old spoiled sports sourpuss. I want to visit one of those old pyramid places, but Dwayne says he has to stay in town.
Right. And you don't want to go on your own.
Well, there's no point in going to the pyramid if there's no one around to take my picture.
There'll be people at the pyramid, Pearl.
Is Dwayne still working for the CIA?
If he is, he doesn't know it. He's what they call a snoozer.
Don't you mean a sleeper?
No, this is different. He used to think he worked for them, but the psychotherapy cured him of that. What he doesn't realize is that now he really does work for them. At least that's the way I understood it.
Okay. Suspicious.
What brings you to Quaramonte, Pearl?
What takes me just about anywhere.
Quaramonte.
The market.
You drove 2,000 miles to go shopping?
Shopping is my role in the economy of the Great Design, George.
Okay.
Take a look at this news cutting, Pearl.
You'll have to read it to me, George. I left my specs in a gay bar in Santa Barbara.
Well, it's about an eclipse of the sun, which is due to occur in a few weeks' time.
You'd think the government would warn us about these kind of things.
It's not dangerous or anything. Apparently, the best place to view the eclipse is right here in Quaramonte.
Oh, my.
She didn't appear to be the slightest bit interested.
Want to see a worm?
Look at this, Pearl. A tequila
Look, it's
worm.
a worm.
Don't you bring that thing anywhere near me, honey. I swear
come
I'll
on.
scream like a hog on a hot plate.
It's a cool worm.
What do you make of this statue, Pearl?
Hoo-wee, that's a spitting image of Dwayne's brother Sheridan. A little less body hair, maybe, but it's him all right.
What does this mean to you, Pearl?
What cute little feathers. Why, if you had two of those, they'd sure make nice earrings.
This isn't intended
might
for frivolous personal adornment,
stab
Pearl.
you in the
It's
shoulders.
a dart, tipped with a fast-acting, muscle-numbing poison.
Pardon me, I stand corrected, honey.
Sometimes I get the feeling that communication with Pearl was like sending signals out into space. Maybe, if you waited long enough, you'd get an intelligent answer back. But it was a long shot.
Jeez, George, be nice.
What do you make
not
of this
that bad.
stone, Pearl?
Oh, that's pretty. What's that thing supposed to be, a rabbit?
I believe it's a coyote.
Well, it sure is cute.
I was surprised she didn't ask me where she could buy one. Catch you later, Pearl.
I'll go talk to Dwayne.
It was Pearl's husband, Dwayne. Hey, Mr. Anderson. Good to see you again.
Do I know you, son?
George Stobart, remember? In Syria? I sold you a statue.
I remember that. Pearl was mighty vexed when the paint came off.
Look, I'm sorry.
Sorry about
I'll
that.
give you back the $50.
No, you suckered me fair and square.
I think the fact that I suckered you means it wasn't fair.
Are you
and
still
square.
working for you know who?
You know I can't talk about my work, George. That's between me and Uncle Sam.
Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Sounds like a comic book villain to me, son.
He's the man behind Condor and the rat who kidnapped Nico.
You know, the first time I met you, I was deeply impressed with your naive simplicity. I said
Oh,
to Pearl,
thanks.
if we ever had kids, I would have wanted a boy like George. But I underestimated you, son.
Okay. I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment at this point.
Did you know that traditional music is illegal in Caramonte?
Is that so? Seems reasonable to me.
No, really. The leader of the band in the square has been imprisoned just because of the music he played.
I don't know who you've been talking to, but that fella, Miguel, he's an agitator.
What's the real reason the musician was imprisoned?
Handed out subversive literature at the mines. That so-called general was waiting for Miguel when he got back into town. Marched him off to jail at gunpoint on a charge of inciting a riot.
I spoke to Pearl earlier.
Yeah? Did she mention that we had a kind of falling out?
Yes, she did.
She'll get over it.
Did you drive all the way down here?
Hell no. Pearl did the driving while I followed the maps. The way she handled the wheel, you'd think she'd been trucking half her life.
Why did you bring a huge truck like that?
George, I'm on a top-secret classified mission for Uncle Sam. This truck is a rolling bomb. 400 pounds of nitrate fertilizer with a plastique initiator. They'll hear the bang in China. Gee, I'm really looking forward to this.
Okay. That sounds something I wouldn't trust him with, to be
Would
honest.
you like a biscuit, Dwayne?
Oh no, those gourmet dog snacks bring me out in a rash.
You've tried them?
They were on special offer. Pearl bought a whole crate. When I asked her if she was thinking of keeping a dog too, she just laughed.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Do you know anything about a shipping company called Condor Transglobal?
Sure I do. You have to get up pretty early to catch Dwayne with his pants down.
What? You beat me to it?
Condor Transglobal is all wound up. Seems like my investigations scared them off.
I doubt that. Want to see some underwear?
What do you think of these panties, Dwayne?
Lord, hot stuff, George. You buy those for your girl?
No. A guy we knew in Paris bought them for her.
Oh, you're a threesome then.
No.
Why are you looking at me like that, George?
Forget it.
Hey, Nico!
I have done just as I have been instructed, Professor.
Mm-hmm.
With the mine closed down, there'll be no one around to observe your excavations. Ah, I have visitors.
Just remember what I told you, General. There's really no need to make a martyr out of that man.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Senor. Welcome to Quarmonte.
Thanks. My name's George Stobart from California.
But what is this? An angel come down to earth.
Nicole Collard. Enchanté, mon général.
Pardon me, senorita, but I couldn't help myself.
You could.
Look, we'd like to ask you a few questions.
You've come to the right place, senor. Tourist information. General Graciento, at your service.
This is the tourist office? It says police on the sign outside.
It is both, senor. I am a man of many parts.
I can see that, General.
Have you heard of a guy called Karzak?
No. No, I never heard of him.
I hear there was an
Thus.
accident at the mine a few months ago.
That's correct.
A lot of men killed, weren't there?
A few.
30?
Barely 1% of the working population.
Oh, wow.
Is
Yeah,
it true
clearly
there's
it's
a
fine then.
restriction on music in Quaramonte?
Yes, there is. An emergency measure introduced by Nuestra Senora.
Folk music is a link with the past for some of these people. Take away their musical roots and what do they got left?
Easy listening.
You think easy listening could replace
wow.
a musical heritage hundreds of years old?
Why not? It happened in your country.
Are there any ruins around the city?
Of course, senor. Quaramonte has everything.
I have a friend who wants to visit an historical site.
Ronaldo will only be too pleased to conduct a guided tour. When he's dealt with today's paperwork, of course.
Who was the guy you were talking to when we arrived?
Professor Ubier, a visitor, senor, like yourselves.
Did you say Ubier?
Si, senor. Professor Ubier, a
Should have
French
tackled him when we had the
archaeologist.
chance.
What's Ubier doing in Quaramonte?
Researching our rich and glorious past, senor. The professor is planning an expedition to some Mayan ruins. He came to see me to get an excavation permit.
Do you know anything about the forthcoming eclipse, General?
Such things do not interest me, senor.
Take a look at this label.
Si, senor. Condor Transglobal.
Can you tell me where to find their offices?
No, senor. I never heard of them, and neither did Ronaldo.
Well, that's handy that he also never heard of them.
Are you sure you never heard of Condor?
Oh, yes.
The company is registered here in Quaramonte City.
You are mistaken, senorita.
The musicians out in the square say that a ship flying the Condor flag was birthed here.
They are simple peasants. They will go along with anything you say in the hopes of parting you from your money.
Oh, that's rude.
Condor is run by Karzak, isn't it?
Wrong again, senor. Karzak has nothing to do with anything called Condor, whoever he is.
Do you keep a record of companies registered in Quaramonte?
Of course, senorita. Unfortunately, all the records were destroyed by a flash flood.
Oh. Sure they were.
I'll be back.
Opening the chart.
Senor. Leave the chart alone.
But I don't want to leave the chart.
Do you have a map of Quaramonte?
A map? I'm sorry, senor, but I don't.
What about the one on the wall?
Ah, that is an archaeological survey map, senor. Not suitable for tourists.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Did you notice that chart on the police station wall?
Yes. It looked like a map to me, but I couldn't make out the details.
Whatever it was, the general didn't want us to see it. You came on a little strong with the general.
I was merely flattering his ego, Georges. Every man has his Achilles heel.
Maybe, but that guy's weakness isn't in his foot. Tell me about this Karzak guy.
Well, I saw him for only a few minutes, but he frightens me. I got the impression that Pablo was nervous when he was around too. His eyes, they're like a wild animal's, like a tiger. That's what scared me most about him. He looked so unpredictable and dangerous.
Okay. I would have thought the fact you were tied up was terrifying.
That man we saw talking to the general was Ubier. Didn't you recognize him?
I never met him, remember? The guy I called in Paris claimed to be Oublié, but he sounded nothing like the man in the police station. Maybe the professor really is innocent.
Nah, it's too much of a coincidence that he's here in Quaramonte. Did you know Ubier's wife was a film star?
No, I didn't know he was married. What happened to her?
She died. In mysterious circumstances, apparently.
How mysterious.
I heard she was murdered. Possibly by Ubier himself.
A murderer, huh? André said he was something of a celebrity.
I think that's what celebrity usually means. But okay. Probably enough at the moment. Oh wait. No. I remember now. I've got two things. So, I vaguely remember talking to the goat. So I'm going to go and talk to the goat. I have to offer the goat something? Yeah, have a biscuit. Have a stone. Have a this? No? Okay. Want a worm? Why don't you want a worm? Worms are delicious. Do you want to eat some panties? You want to eat this thing? How about this statement? How about this little hat you could wear? No? Okay, fine.
In Quaramonte, defacing a poster was probably a capital offense.
I will figure you out, goat. You suspicious goat. Oublié.
Professor Oubier?
Yes? Who are you?
My name is Stobart. George Stobart. What do you know about my girlfriend's abduction?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was invited to your mansion in Paris.
Not by me, she wasn't. I haven't been home for nearly 7 months.
Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Yes, I know him. In fact, if it wasn't for Kazakh, I wouldn't be here.
What?
He's financing my expedition.
Suspicious.
Tell me about your wife, Professor.
Please, I don't want to talk about her.
Maybe you don't, but I do. Why was she known as the Little Dachshund?
It was just a silly pet name I used to call her. Somehow some damned reporter found out.
Have you ever employed a Central American butler or servant?
I've never employed any kind of servant, monsieur.
Suspicious.
Do you see this label?
Yes. It refers to a company named Condor. What of it?
I traced that company here to Quaramonte. Do you know where I can find the offices of Condor Transglobal?
The company no longer exists. They went bankrupt recently.
I have proof that you are directly involved with Condor.
I used them as shippers to transport artifacts to a gallery in Paris. Beyond that, I have no connection with the company, which, as I said, no longer exists.
Take a look at this, Professor. What have you got to say about that?
Where did you get this?
Never mind that. How do you explain these withdrawals?
I left my financial affairs in the hands of my secretary.
Including the withdrawal of funds in cash from your personal account?
I trust Gwyneth implicitly.
And why Marseille? Why the very place my girlfriend was taken?
That's obvious, Stobart. We are both the victims of the same devious plot.
What plot?
I have no idea.
Very convincing. Wow, I'm convinced.
Would you like a biscuit?
No, thank you.
You should, they're good. I can't get enough of these things.
Stop eating dog biscuits.
Can you tell me anything about this stone?
Where did you get that?
That's my business.
How much do you want for it?
It's not for sale.
$1 billion monies.
Can you identify this statue, Professor?
Oh, yes. Tezcatlipoca, the Lord of Darkness.
A Central American god, right?
A supreme deity. Tezcatlipoca means, literally, smoking mirror. There. You see the mirror shield in his left hand? The Mayans believed he could look into the mirror and see into the hearts of men. He was the wind which came howling in the night in search of victims. And victims they gave him by the thousand.
Human sacrifices?
Men, women, children, animals, anything that bled. The steps of his temple ran red with the blood of sacrifices. The Mayans have a legend that says he'll return one day. I hope I'm not around to see it.
Do you know anything about this eclipse, Professor?
Of course. It's not the reason I'm here in Quaramonte, but I'm looking forward to seeing it all the same.
What's your interest in the eclipse, Professor?
Oh, it's purely a layman's curiosity. History's my subject, not astronomy. But I've been fascinated by the movements of the heavenly bodies since I was a child. I wouldn't miss a total eclipse for the world.
Does the eclipse have some special significance for you?
For me? No. For the ancient Mayans, it marked the end of the Fifth Age.
Perhaps we should be celebrating.
Ah, no. The end of each age heralds destruction on a global scale. The Fifth is the final age. ending in the total destruction of the Earth.
Yeah. Well, that sounds lovely. Okay. Okay, so I've been in the police station. I've spoken to Pearl and Dwayne. Spoken to the musician dudes. Goat refuses to talk to me. I guess we'll go see the lady.
Hey, Nico!
Hola, señora.
Hi. We were wondering...
I was talking to the lady, Chico.
Hi, my name is Nicole Collard.
Concha Garcia. How can I help you, sister?
The corporation I represent is considering a major investment in Quaramonte. Your advice, as the head of an obviously successful concern, is precisely what I'm after. My assistant, Mr. Stobart, has a few questions he'd like to ask you.
Assistant. Thanks. Charitable.
Can you tell me about the accident at the mine?
Accident? It was sabotage. Somebody wanted my mine closed down for good.
And why would they want that?
Do you have any evidence that the mine was sabotaged?
Not yet, but I'll get to the bottom of it. There'd been trouble at that mine for several months. The workforce was getting smaller every day. Someone had started a rumor among the men that the mine was cursed. Now the entire operation has been closed down.
Where's the site of the mine?
Several days upriver at a remote area known as Teoculcan.
Do you know Professor Ubier?
Yes. I understand he is about to embark on an archaeological expedition. He hired some equipment from me earlier today.
I overheard him talking to the general. I think they're working together.
What? If I'd known that, I wouldn't have hired out the equipment. Now, why would the general be interested in an archaeologist?
Sneaky, sneaky, underhanded reasons, of course.
Have you heard of a man named Karzak?
No? Who is he?
He's the reason we came to Quaramonte. We think he's running a drug ring.
Well, I hope you find him, but I've never heard the name before.
Do you recognize the icon on this label?
Condor Transglobal.
Did the company operate here in Quaramonte?
Yes, they ran an old container ship, the Mayan Princess.
Okay.
Do you know who owned Condor Transglobal?
I've no idea.
Can you tell me anything about this statue?
It is Tezcatlipoca, the god of death and pestilence. That fetish would be considered by many to be a bad omen.
Would you like a dog biscuit?
Would you like a smack in the mouth, Chico?
Does this stone mean anything to you?
I think it is a spirit stone carved by a Mayan priest, no? I don't know which of their many gods it represents.
Have you heard about the forthcoming eclipse?
I don't take much interest in things like that. One of the boys might know about it.
Would you like to see some
Would you
underwear?
be interested in these panties? They look about your size.
Is that your best line, Chico?
I'm serious. They were an unwanted gift.
Put them away before you get overexcited.
I'm going to open your cupboard.
Keep out of there. That's where the explosives are stored.
Why are they in your office?
I had nothing.
Pretty sure that guy in this shirt is called Gary. If not,
Hi,
He
good
looks like a
afternoon,
Gary.
and welcome to Consolidated Mining. If you are planning to stay in Quaramonte City, may I recommend the Consolidated Mining Experience, an interactive hands-on tour of one of our deepest mines.
How dare
with
you watch
talking tour guides
Taskmaster?
available in 3 different languages. A tour of a mine. Well, this
Watching,
is
we're
a mining
playing
company.
Broken
What
Sword
else did you expect?
2.
Do you know anything about the
I
eclipse
started
that's
it
due
last
soon?
stream after
Me?
I finished
No, senor.
the remaster of the first one. We are in
Do
Qualamonte.
you know where I could find Senor Karzak?
No, senor.
Investigating a what has happened so far? Okay, so Nico was investigating a stone, this stone, the Coyote Stone, and she got kidnapped, and I was tied to a chair, and then poked around a bit and rescued her via finding this shipping company. And the shipping company led us to Quadamonte, and we're investigating why people are being weird about this weird stone and why they want it back. And that's most of the plot so far, I think. Yeah, this is the one I've played the most for sure. This is yeah, my favorite of the lot. I'd really like them to do the 4K remaster sometime for this one, because this is my favorite, so I want to see it all shiny and new. And then I'll play it again on stream.
Is Miguel
Okay.
the reason you're here?
Pretty smart, George. I was supposed to make contact with him. By the time I found him, though, he was in jail. I've been trying to figure out a way to get him out since then.
Sounds good to me.
You got
Count
a truck,
me in.
module.
Good man, George. All I need is a detonator.
How come you brought a truckload of explosives but no detonator?
Call me old-fashioned, but I say packing trunks is woman's work. I left the packing to Pearl, and I can't find a darn thing. Just hope she remembered to bring my denture polish. I'd sure hate to arrive back in the States with tar on my teeth.
Do you think the general was involved with Condor?
Hell no. And if he's a general, I'm a Buddhist. No, that fella's just a mouthpiece for the real power in Quaramonte.
So the general is nothing but a puppet?
He's like Pinocchio before he met the Blue Rinse Fairy. Strictly strings and wood.
Who's pulling the strings?
His mother. Better known as La Presidenta, the dictator.
Did you find any evidence of Condor's drug smuggling operations?
So how are you
What?
today,
Hell
brother?
Condor was a cover for the illegal export of Mayan artifacts.
So who was behind Condor Transglobal?
It was registered in the name of Edan.
Did you get the guy?
I don't think he ever existed. Edan backwards spells Nady, Spanish for nobody.
Okay. I now need to get the detonator off of the lady. I don't know if I can just ask her for it. I think I did have to ask. I'm alright at the moment. I felt sick earlier due to stress of the disgusting idiots here, leaving a mess everywhere. Yep, that's fair. But you're better. Okay, well that's good. Yeah, just stay in the safe space and don't worry about the scum. Scum. Yeah, don't focus on the mess.
Do you have any kind of detonating device in stock?
Sure. They're kept in that cupboard.
I don't suppose you have one spare.
I can't simply give you a device like that, no without a damn good reason.
Good.
The
That's
general
good.
has a
I'm
chart
glad.
in his office, which he was discussing with Ubier.
Perhaps that chart will tell us where they're heading.
Maybe, but I can't get anywhere near it while the general and his sidekick are there.
Okay. That didn't help me. Can I get it? Can I just have one? Can I just go get
Hey!
one? This lady's annoying. Just let me
Stay out of
have
that
a
cupboard.
weapon. Please. You need a nice cup of tea, that's what you need.
Could you distract the general while I took a look at that chart?
You're kidding. Did you see the way he was leering at me?
Yeah. You'd make a great snake charmer. Come on. 5 minutes is all I need.
Well, maybe. But it's your harebrained scheme. You do the talking.
Oh man. Do I need to click?
My girlfriend has a favor she wants to ask you, General.
For you, my dear, anything.
I've changed my mind.
Oh, no, you haven't. She's embarrassed about asking you for an interview, General.
An interview with me? Fabuloso!
Well, I want to write a story about you.
You hear that, Ronaldo? An exclusive glossy spread about your beloved general.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Si, Signor General.
Look after things here. I'm
Yeah.
going back to my apartment
Hey,
and I
Pale Blue Dot.
don't want to
Yeah,
be
this general is
disturbed.
basically Zap
I'll
Brannigan.
get you for this, George Stobart.
Don't worry. If you're gone for more than a couple of hours, I'll come and get you.
A couple of hours?
Yeah, he fits the bill. His assistants used to do all the work. He's annoying. He wears a dumb suit and he doesn't know anything.
No, 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 Signor. The General said nobody must see that chart.
He won't know unless you tell him.
You don't know him, Signor. He will worm it out of me as easily as he de-waxes his ear.
Okay. I'd have to get rid of him.
Kill him. Kill him, George. Shoot his face. He won't do that.
Hi, I'm George Stobart.
Hello, Signor. How can I help you?
I'd like to visit your prisoner.
Condemned prisoners aren't allowed visitors.
Condemned?
To death. He is to be executed. Knowing my luck, I will probably have to shoot him myself.
Amnesty International is going to hear about this. I
have a
thought
feeling
Miguel
it's,
was arrested for playing the wrong
that won't
kind
help.
of music.
Si, Signor, he was.
And that carries the death penalty?
No, no, no. You think we're crazy? While being questioned, he confessed to being an anti-government agent.
Are there any ancient pyramids near Quaramonte?
Si, Signor.
Guadamonte.
But it's not very impressive. It's in ruins.
That's perfect.
That's exactly what I like. Ruins.
Would you take my friend to the ruins now the general's gone?
I'd be honored, Signor.
Thanks. I'll go get her.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Supposed to get Pearl to go, because she said she wanted to go with somebody. Poor bastard. I imagine that'll be a memorable experience for him.
I've made the
ruins.
arrangements for your visit to the temple, Pearl.
Oh, that's just great, George. Why don't you come too, honey?
I'd love to, but right now I have to save the world.
I am always saving.
Listen, sweetie. I'm looking for an official guide to take me to the old pyramid.
For a lovely lady, I would go to the ends of the earth. For you, I will go as far as the pyramid and back. But what about your husband?
What he doesn't know won't hurt him. Let's go, Beanpole.
As Pearl and Ronaldo set out for the ruined pyramid, I prepared to search the police station.
Go to the chart.
It looked like a geological survey map showing the land to the southeast of Quaramonte City. About 60 miles inland and upstream was an area marked Teoculcan.
Okay, I think I've got to go speak to Miguel.
I'm George Stobart. You're Miguel the musician, aren't you?
Ex-musician, senor. My career is finished.
Going to jail could be the boost your career needed.
Senor, I would rather die than live with this shame.
Have you heard of a guy called Karzak?
Yes. The old man spoke of him.
The foreigner? Professor Ubier?
That's right. This man Karzak is Ubier's boss.
Why is that noose hanging from the bars?
Ronaldo strung it
Why
up
do you reckon?
for me to hang myself. Don't cry for me, Senor Stobart. When I am dead, the goddess will take my soul to rest in paradise.
Don't I need that noose for something?
I couldn't reach the...
Yes, it's Karzak. He's known for his fancy car. And his name is Zach. What else do I need to do? The chart. I hope there's anything else spoken.
I had no need for junk mail, especially someone else's. I decided to leave the television switched on.
Okay. I don't know what's actually on that screen, but it's weird. Yeah, like a carjack, but not useful at all and wears a suit. Okay, let's try the lady again. Now I've seen the chart, I might be able to convince her of something.
I got a good look at that chart in the police station. It's a map of Quaramonte.
Does it tell us where Ubier is heading?
Yeah, a place called Teoculcan.
That's the site of the mine. I wonder why they're being so secretive about Ubier's plans. One thing's for sure. If the general's involved, they're up to no good. I'd like to talk to that musician Miguel. Take the detonator and get him out of that jail.
Oh, thanks. I will blow things up now. She didn't do anything. There's no murderer. I mean, Nico got kidnapped, but we know who did that. It was Carjack. Okay, now let's give the detonator to a Dwayne. Hey, Dwayne. Have a detonator.
Here is the detonator, Dwayne.
Keep your voice down, George. You want everyone to know. You'd best go and warn Miguel that the U.S. cavalry's on the way.
Okay.
Okay. Is it the person in green? No, that's a lady who owns a mine. She's just a lady. I mean, she owns a mine, so she's probably not a good person, but she's not a murderer. At least not directly, as far as I know.
Hey, Miguel,
What is it? What is happening?
we're getting out of here.
Who's we? They've sent the Delta Force?
Nope,
The Impossible Missions Force?
don't make me sick. Much better.
Who then?
A retired greetings card salesman from Ohio.
I'm doomed.
Yes.
You're not the only one.
I should have known you'd be trouble the moment I saw you.
Look, I can explain everything.
Get in
I
that cell.
cannot.
Now.
And what if I refuse?
He'll shoot you.
Okay, here I am, going quietly into the cell.
Very wise.
Ah,
Not
yes.
Americano scum.
One of the reasons I hate guns so much is the way they make people so damned impolite.
I mean, the man in the yellow t-shirt and grey shorts is a suspicious fellow, I'll give you that.
I hope you're enjoying your vacation, Senor Stobart.
Go polish your weapon, Ronaldo.
And he definitely is a criminal of some description. He constantly breaks into places.
This
he's not
was part
supposed
of
to
your
be.
plan, right?
Well, in a manner of speaking, no. I was all out of ideas. It was up to Nico now.
So, here we are.
You've changed.
I thought I would slip into something more comfortable.
The stench of cheap cologne rolled over me like tear gas.
So, what do you want to know about me? Ask and I will answer. I will deny you nothing.
Yeah.
I am a very giving person.
How nice for your friends.
Your eyes are glittering like stars.
Ugh.
This damn cologne was making my eyes water. I was running out of sofa.
As spirited as you are beautiful, I admire that.
As long as he admired it from afar.
Hey, it's a big fish.
On close inspection, I noticed that the swordfish was peppered with machine gun bullet holes. The general was a real sportsman, and no mistake. I didn't want the lava lamp.
Well, you know, you said he was a criminal, so I thought
I
that
didn't
George should
want
get
the lava
arrested.
lamp.
I promptly got him arrested.
The tiger was beyond help. I didn't want the picture. I didn't want to watch a lot of tawdry soap operas.
Okay.
Is that a lava lamp?
Sure, it's more impressive in the dark. I'll close the blinds.
No, don't do that. Not on
Oh, yeah,
such
this is
a
Nico.
beautiful day.
Who in the first game basically sits still for 80 to 90% of the game. And only moves around at the end of the game.
That tiger skin. You didn't kill it yourself, did you?
Alas, no. I had to import a synthetic one from the United States. It is very comfortable to lie on, naked.
Don't?
Unfortunately, I'm allergic to man-made fibers. I, love your TV.
Oh, yeah, cool, no?
I mean, no. It's terrible and tiny.
Big fish. Catch it yourself?
Catch it. Fishing poles are for children.
Then how did... Are those bullet holes?
2 magazines on full automatic. It put up quite a fight.
Oh, I'm sure. After the first 20 bullet holes, I'm sure it was still fighting.
Mom!
What is going on here?
Nothing, Mom. I was...
I'm in uniform. And when I'm in uniform, it's...
Madame la Presidente, sorry, Madame la Presidenta.
Now, what is going on here?
Nothing, Madame la Presidenta. I was just showing my friend Nico some of the cool stuff I've got.
Hi.
Good afternoon, señorita. And just what are your intentions toward my son?
Intentions? We were just talking.
How nice. She has good bone structure, Raoul.
Has she any brains?
She's a reporter.
Is she? And what sort of questions has she been asking?
I'm a freelance photojournalist. I do lifestyle features.
For what sort of magazines?
It looked safest to play dumb, with good bone structure. Haya, Lifestyle of the Super Rich and Vainglorious, Envy Magazine,
Excellent! Raoul, you've chosen well for a change.
It was pretty
Okay.
obvious who pulled the strings around here. I hope George was making good use of the time I was buying him.
And then it goes.
Pa 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 pa.
And when you were in this band of yours, you used to play that song for 2 hours?
Yeah, we were really famous at our college. Still, ours wasn't as good as the original version.
I have never heard that song before, yet I have no doubt that this must be true.
Hey! Psst! Hey, George!
Dwayne
Hey, Dwayne.
Henderson. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. Get to the American consul and tell him I've been imprisoned without charge.
Get real, George. He was the previous occupant of that cell you're in. We're gonna have to use good old American know-how to get you out of there.
Uh-oh.
That, and this truck full of explosives I've got here.
Dwayne, listen to me. You'll kill all of us.
You're such a naysayer, George.
That song sounds familiar.
It'll go like clockwork.
I was trying to identify what he might be talking
Negative
about.
to negative, it's positive to positive.
and I think it's a
gotta get
Talking
the bare
Heads song.
copper wire here. Let me just, damn. All right, I'll just hook that up. All right, there we go. Okay, just a minute. I've got to get to a safe distance.
Quick, Miguel, hit the mattress.
You have strange customs up north.
Here we go.
Too late.
Are we dead yet?
Horse shit.
What happened to the explosives?
There ain't no explosives. My dumbass supplier must have given me organic fertilizer instead of chemical. All I got here is 400 pounds of lightly fried horse apples.
That's a lovely image, Dwayne. Never mind, I'll think of something.
Yeah, I think it's Psycho Killer by Talking Heads. Or at least that's what the thing he was
the noose.
the thing he was saying, singing reminded me of, at least.
Listen to me, Miguel. You give me that rope and I'll get us out of here. Is there somewhere you can hide from the General?
Of course. My friends have a boat ready to take me upriver. But how are you going to break out of here with just a short piece of rope?
I'm not sure, but I'll think of something.
Why, thank you.
If your plan doesn't work, will you let me hang myself in peace?
I couldn't escape that way. I couldn't escape.
And if I pick up the end of the noose and give it to
Hey,
the
Dwayne,
maid.
I want you to tie this rope to your truck and then drive forward. I'd had no idea whether this was really going to work, but I'd seen it in a black and white Western. Of course, Hopalong was using a horse and Dwayne had a 4-ton truck, but hey, the principle's sound.
Anything you say, George.
Please forgive my mother. She can be a little difficult.
Oh, my feet, Raoul! Propose, you idiot!
Don't mind her. She just
It
wants
was that song.
grandchildren.
Oh, there you go. Told you.
Don't think I can't
Have a
hear
good
you,
ear
Raoul.
for Talking
I want
Heads
the
songs.
worthy successor, and you're not it. Propose now, or I'll do it for you.
Look, Nico, we haven't known each other very long, but... What the hell was that?
I didn't know what was going on, but Georges had to be involved in it somewhere.
Of course. His job is creating chaos wherever he goes.
I ain't gonna say a thing, 'cause that sweet sound of falling masonry says it all.
Quick, senor, the river.
Who's the river?
Wait! What about Nico?
Georges, what have you done? You only had to sneak a look at the chart, and it's turned into World War III.
No time to explain. Come on.
Well, the La Presidenta is a demanding woman, apparently.
Don't move, terrorist scum. You talking to me, Junior? Yes, I'm talking to you, fat man. And my name's not Junior. A word to the wise, Junior. You carry on waving that pea shooter in my face, and the next person who sees it is gonna be your proctologist. Savvy? General, I am happy to report that I have apprehended the terrorists.
You idiot, not them. The other American and the French woman. They're the ones.
Not the ones. Stop, terrorist scum.
When I recovered consciousness, I was alone, washed up on the riverbank. My head was aching fiercely, and my mouth tasted like a swamp. At first, I thought the music I heard was in my head. Just my luck to wind up in paradise with a migraine. But I followed the sound
Is that
and
loud?
discovered a tree house in a nearby clearing.
I'll turn it down for you.
That vine rope could be useful.
If I can, I've turned the music down quite a lot. I think it's only background music, not stuff that's in the actual game. I've turned it down. Is that better?
It would have been a shame to tamper with the elegant bridge.
Oh, right, yeah. They had a tough time with audio balancing back in these days, I think.
It was a pile of damp leaves. It seemed to be working just fine.
Pick up cross. Ah, the chopper.
It was
Get
heavy.
us the chopper.
I guess that was intentional. The leverage from the cross allowed me to turn one of the stones, but the other one remained stationary. The vine provided a drive belt to connect the two stones.
Okay, let's smoke this man out there.
I placed the bank statement over the damp leaves. As I held the fetish to the iron rim of the wheel, a shower of sparks cascaded onto the leaves.
Quick, man, put out that fire. I've got a sick woman up here.
Sorry, Father, but I needed to attract your attention.
Who are you? And what do you want?
My name is Stobart, George Stobart.
I'm Father Hubert. I don't suppose you speak French.
Huh? Why do you want to know that?
I found a young woman with a fever by the river this morning. The poor girl is close to death, and there's nothing I can do for her but pray. I don't understand her, but I think she's speaking French.
Hang on. That must be Nico.
Where do you think you're going?
I've got to see Nico.
Please, my son, I know it's hard for you, but she really mustn't be disturbed. The girl needs rest.
That's my girlfriend you've got in your treehouse. What's the
I mean,
matter with her?
arguably.
She's been bitten by a venomous river snake.
But
Nice.
can't you do something for her?
Bonk.
There's a cure, isn't there?
I ran out of penicillin and morphine years ago.
Thank you, brother.
But the local people speak of a root which they believe will counteract the poison.
Where can I find this root?
I don't know, but maybe the shaman at the village can tell us.
Will you show me the way to the village?
Me? Oh, but I can't.
Can't? Nico's life depends on it.
You're right. Of course I should, despite my own guilt and shame. But I can't go as a representative of God with a creased collar.
A creased collar? You mean you put your personal attire higher than the life of a sick woman?
I will not go to that village looking anything but my best.
Give me your
Yeah.
collar. I'm sure I can find a way to press it.
I built a press just for this occasion.
In the meantime, I must contemplate my sermon.
There was obviously more than a creased collar bothering the priest. The cone was ideal as a makeshift container. So there I was, hundreds of miles from civilization, doing the housework for a priest. It's a strange world. The press worked surprisingly well on the collar.
There you go, priest. You can have your stupid collar back.
Here's your collar, Father.
Thank you, George. You probably think it a little odd of me to make such a fuss.
Oh no. If I'd been living in the jungle for 11 years, I'd be completely screwy too.
Screwy? Yes, perhaps I am. Ever since my last visit to that village.
Yeah,
Do you
maybe
want
you are a
to tell
little
me what
screwy.
happened at the village?
I forgot my vows. I let myself be overwhelmed by the beauty of this unspoiled paradise, and in a moment of weakness, animal passion reared its rampant head.
You know, you should be writing romantic novels. Did you experience some kind of a physical liaison at the village?
Yes, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I found myself doing the monkey dance.
My goodness.
I've
Shameful.
never heard it called that before. And I didn't want to pry any deeper into Hubert's murky past. Now you've got your collar back, will you take me to the village?
I've still not finished my sermon.
Look,
don't care.
Father, I still don't know why you're so reluctant to visit that village, and it's none of my business. Whatever the reason, it can't be more important than saving Nico's life.
You're right. I must be crazy. We must make haste if we're to reach the village before nightfall.
By the time we reached the village, it was sunset.
Hello, boys. Glad to see you're still wearing the underpants. What?
They're the best Christmas present we ever had, Father.
Mine are too tight.
Well, we all have our cross to bear. This is George. He has a request to make. I'm afraid I can't stay. Good luck, George.
Oh, thanks. Bye.
That's a relief. I never feel comfortable with him about.
Me neither. These damn pants keep riding right up my butt.
So, what do you want?
My girlfriend has been bitten by a snake.
So, everyone in my family has been bitten by snakes.
I was bitten by a dormouse once.
She's real sick. I hoped your wise man might have medicine.
Wise man? You must have the wrong village.
Father Hubert said there was a wise man in the village who could help me.
Ooh, he must mean the old man, the shaman.
Yeah,
Are
same
you going
difference.
to stand by and let my girlfriend die?
Of course not. What do you think we are, savages?
We'll start the preparations for a cremation feast.
I'd like to see the shaman, please.
You can't just go walking in there and demand to speak to the shaman.
Why not?
You have to observe the protocol. The shaman demands tribute.
Tribute? You mean like a gift?
That's right.
The eternal question. What do you give a man who has everything?
Here, he'll like these biscuits.
A delicious, delicious dog biscuits. Just
If
what
you say
everyone
so.
wants.
He liked the biscuits, especially the black ones. He wants to know if you've any more.
I don't. But you can have this suspicious-looking stone.
I put the Mayan stone in the empty box. Here, I found some more of those biscuits for the shaman.
I'll give them to him. The shaman wants to talk to you.
I hoped he would. Well, it's been nice to talk to you guys.
Goodbye, Y-front-wearing guards. No, I don't. I'm wearing a perfectly normal, weird shorts and a shirt. That's
Hi,
normal for
my
this
name's
place.
George Stobart.
Please, sit down. Welcome, George.
Thanks.
It has long been foretold that a white man would bring the coyote stone to this village.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
My girlfriend's been bitten by a snake.
And you want me to heal her?
That's the idea. Can you do it?
I'm not sure. My gums aren't what they used to be.
Listen, my girlfriend's in a coma. Please, old man, give me the root.
What root?
Why is Father Hubert so reluctant to visit the village?
I don't know. He used
Everyone
to
else is
come
in the
here a
runaway,
lot, but
that's
then
true.
he just stopped. You'd think he'd want to spend some time with his kids.
Did you say Father Hubert has kids?
3 girls and 5 boys by my reckoning.
Jesus.
All conceived in the same week at the Feast of the Monkey Dance.
Father Hubert
Dang.
told me of a root which could cure the bite of the river snake.
The coyote
There's
stone.
nothing
It's the
sacred
thing I've been
with these
carrying
people.
around.
That was
The whole
a
game.
secret, known only to members of my tribe.
If that root is my chance of saving Nico's life, then I want it. Fast.
There is time yet, George Stobart. Time to learn why you were called here.
Fine. If I listen to your story, then will you give me the root?
The eel travels far, but still returns to the place of his spawning.
And look, I'm running on a tight schedule, so can you skip the riddles?
Many years ago, when the world was young, the great god and king Quetzalcoatl was defeated by trickery and deceit. His enemy Tezcatlipoca took his place as leader and demanded terrible human sacrifices.
Yeah, the
group of
priest
loyal priests found a way
got a bit
to trap
naughty
Tezcatlipoca.
in the village.
But his powers were so great, they knew he would not remain trapped forever. His time of incarceration would end with the eclipse, which marked the close of the Fifth Age. So the priests fashioned 3 obsidian stones which contained the power to seal the mirror for all time. But before the stones could be put in place, they were seized by the invading Spanish.
But how did they trap Tez, the evil god?
They built a pyramid which they told Tezcatlipoca was dedicated to him. At its center, they fashioned a huge mirror of perfectly smooth obsidian. Luring him into the pyramid with praise and flattery, they used sorcery to ensnare him in the mirror.
Okay, cool.
Suppose
Cool,
I
cool,
was
cool.
to believe there was anything in your story, other than the rambling delusions of a seriously wacky old man. Suppose I
Very
was to
respectful,
swallow
George.
it, hook, line, and kitchen sink. What then?
Then you would see that the fate of the human race rests upon your shoulders.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
What happened to the stones?
They were taken by the Spanish to the coastal town that is now called Quaramonte City. Only 1 stone reached Spain. The other 2 fell into the hands of buccaneers. The Jaguar stone was captured by an English captain, El Draco. The Eagle stone was taken by a pirate called Ketch. The 3rd stone, the Coyote stone, reached Spain safely. That is the stone in your possession.
Tell me more about the Eagle Stone.
The stone was loaded onto a galleon with many valuable artifacts plundered by the Spanish. But shortly after leaving harbor, a terrible squall blew up and damaged the ship. The ship was intercepted by a bloodthirsty pirate, Captain Ketch. Ketch made short work of overpowering the crew, stealing the treasure, and sinking the Spanish ship.
Yeah, they did like doing that.
Tell me more about the Jaguar Stone.
Many centuries ago, the port of Quaramonte was entered by a ship flying Spanish colors. The captain, the man known as El Draco, sent soldiers ashore. Only when the soldiers arrested the mayor did the people realize that they were
George is
English
outspoken every day.
privateers.
He's very
The
rude
mayor was
to
held
everyone.
hostage while the soldiers looted and plundered the city. Amongst the treasures they stole was the Jaguar Stone.
Where's the Eagle Stone now?
Nobody knows for sure. Ketch retired from piracy and bought an island in the Caribbean.
Where is the Jaguar Stone now?
I suppose El Draco took it back to his homeland, across the Great Sea.
To England. What do I do when I find the stones?
Bring them here to me and I shall prepare you. The stones must be taken to the heart of the pyramid. Only there can they be used to seal the gate by which Tezcatlipoca will return to this world.
Can you show me the way to the Pyramid of Tezcatlipoca?
Not until you possess all 3 stones.
Now do I get the root?
Here, take it. Make haste if you wish to save the girl's life. The hummingbird sings to me of death to come.
Now you're talking in riddles again. Listen, is it okay if I crash here? I've got no chance of finding my way through the jungle in the dark.
You're welcome, but you probably won't get much sleep. Tonight's the night of the monkey dance.
Oh. Oh, good.
I left the village at dawn and stumbled back through the jungle in a post-party daze. It was just like sneaking back to my parents' house when I was younger. Except Oakland didn't have monkeys or parrots. As the liquid was squeezed from the root, it collected in the cone.
Look, Hubert, the antidote.
Well, what are you waiting for? Give it to the girl, quickly.
Nico. Here, drink this.
Oh, George, it's horrible.
Just swallow it down. Okay, try and rest now, darling. You'll need all your strength when we go after the other 2 stones.
Other stones?
Yes.
What other stones? What have you gotten me into now, George Stobart?
Nothing.
The patient is sounding more like her old self already.
Nico recovered quickly from her fever. To save time, we decided to split up and look for each stone independently. I traced the pirate Ketch to a remote island in the Caribbean. With the fortune he'd amassed from piracy, he'd retired to a place that was later called Ketch's Landing.
Yeah, I did. And then risked it again, I guess. But, you know, that's how it goes.
I just had to sneak a look at those plans.
Hey, get out of there.
You know, wherever I go, I hear those words. Paris, Syria, Ireland, or Spain. Makes no difference.
What do you think you're doing?
I was trying to show some interest in your
Catch,
project.
not catch. I'm going to look in your theodolite. There's a sparkly majigger. Actually, I'll go speak to the kid first.
Hi, is this Ketch's Landing?
Yeah, man. You want to buy some fish?
Nah, I don't like fish. What's your name?
Rio. It means river. What about you?
George. It means, well, it's just a name.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Is it true that Captain Ketch lived around here?
That's right. That's his house up on the hill. It's a museum now.
Yeah? That's exactly what I need. Thanks, kid.
You won't get inside, you know. The old ladies close it down.
Who are these old ladies you mentioned?
Miss Frost and Miss Mina Ketch.
How come the old ladies closed the museum?
It's Bronson's doing.
The guy with the theodolite?
Him have the plans for redeveloping the museum. They're going to regret it, you know. The man's a crook.
Exactly. He's a crook.
Will you help me get those plans?
I don't want to go nowhere near that man. He promised to draw me when he found the fish I left in his sleeping bag.
No school today?
No, sir.
What about your education?
I can fish, sail, and swim. I've been looking after myself since I was 6, and I'm bilingual.
Aren't you a little overqualified for a beach bum?
Well, you know, there's a lot of competition.
What do you know about Captain Ketch?
Just what everybody knows around here. He was a pirate and get himself hung.
Do you know anything about pirate treasure?
Man, that's all stories. There's no such thing as a real pirate treasure.
Of course there
Do you
is.
know anything about a forthcoming eclipse?
No, but that explains why the weather's about to get real bad.
Rio, it's a beautiful day. There's no more than a whisker of cloud in the sky.
Trust me, man, it's going to get real bad.
Put a fish. Yeah, but the guy who put the fish in his sleeping bag yeah, but the guy sucks. So putting a sleeping bag, fish in the sleeping bag is reasonable, I'd say. I don't have a tissue, but I do have a worm with a little face. See? An angry worm I'm carrying everywhere. Hello, cat.
Hi, Puss. Want to play? Hey, cat. Watch where you're putting those claws. It was locked.
The house is closed.
How come?
It is undergoing refurbishment.
Refurbishment? Where are the workmen?
Preparation is half the work, young man. The intention is to prepare the museum for the new century.
The Frederick Ketch Memorial Museum.
Oh yeah, I've got Nico's
Look
underwear as
nice
well.
in neon.
A museum for a pirate? There was a stony silence.
Frederick Ketch was emphatically not a pirate. It's precisely this sort of vile misrepresentation that Mr. Bronson is seeking to rebalance.
Oh?
I'm
How?
pretty sure he
Mr.
was a
Bronson
pirate.
has kindly agreed to undertake the museum's refurbishment at a very reasonable price. He understands the importance of a sense of history.
He also understands spherical geometry.
Mina?
Well, he does.
Listen, ma'am. I came a long way to visit this place.
If we make an exception in your case,
It was in
everyone will want
her
to get in.
Pardon
bag
me, but I
when
didn't
she was
exactly have
kidnapped.
to
So
fight
I
my
took...
way through the crowds.
You're the second visitor we've had today.
No, I'm
No, they're
sorry,
in
but it's
they're in her
impossible.
bag. I needed them to put out a fire. I didn't put out a fire with them, but I needed them to pick something up in order to pick it up because it was hot. And I needed that to be picked up so I could
Hi,
put out
my
a fire.
name's George Stobart.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stobart. Would you care for tea?
No, thank you, ma'am. I don't like tea.
Yeah, who doesn't like tea, George? Jeez.
Is that your cat?
Yes, it is.
That's Ruddles.
Do you like cats, Mr. Stobart?
You
I
bet.
love cats.
Especially spit roast. You're really fond of that cat, aren't you?
He is our companion
course it makes
and our
sense.
solace.
I thought about catnapping the little monster until they let me in, but it wasn't my style. Maybe there was some other way I could use their affection for the cat to get me into the house.
Can you tell me anything about Captain Ketch?
More than you can tell me about your great-great-great-great-grandfather, no doubt.
You're his descendants?
Certainly. Captain Ketch was born in Dorset, England, in the reign of King Henry VIII. His family were undistinguished farmers, but young Frederick Ketch decided to go to sea.
We have plenty of seamen in our family, Mr. Stobart.
Are you interested in history, Mr. Stobart?
Yeah, sure,
Yes,
why
I
not?
am. Frederick Ketch sounds like he was a pirate to me.
As I have already told you, sir, he was not a pirate.
They hanged him, you know. Down there on the beach in front of his family. Didn't bother with a trial. Just whipped him out from his breakfast table and hoisted him up in chains.
I mean, he sounds like a pirate.
Well, if he wasn't a pirate, what did they hang him for?
Envy. Pure green-eyed envy. He had been a successful privateer, you see, and had accumulated great wealth.
As rich as a mink in a paddock.
Shut up, Mina.
Yes, Frost.
The small-minded governor and his lackeys wanted his money, trumped up some ridiculous charge about breaking the conditions of his letter of marque, and hanged him like a common thief. The blackguards!
Letter of marque?
The document that permitted him to engage and destroy the enemies of the crown. The difference between a lawful privateer and a pirate. Yoo-hoo!
Eh,
Sorry, Frost.
Well, why didn't
mean,
Ketch just
they're
say,
kind of
take
both
a hike,
pirates."
guys, I've got a pirating license?
Frederick Ketch was not a pirate,
But he did show them his letter of marque.
but they destroyed it and hanged him anyway.
oh, charming.
You were telling me about Captain Ketch. Do go on.
Oh, yes. He sailed under Hawkins,
Jim Hawkins?
John Hawkins, one of the great traders of the Elizabethan age. In 1568, Frederick Ketch was a young man serving aboard the Jesus, Hawkins' flagship. They sailed from England to Africa and across the wide Atlantic to these islands. Ketch was never to see the shores of England again.
How come Ketch never made it home?
Because the Spaniards sank the Jesus in an act of treachery.
You said Hawkins' fleet traded between Africa and the Indies. What was it they were trading?
Black men with no shirts.
You have to understand, Mr. Stobart, that this was the 16th century.
But that doesn't alter the fact that Hawkins and Ketch were slavers and pirates.
Would it surprise you to learn that Hawkins was also a devoutly religious man?
He transported slaves in a ship named after Jesus Christ. In my book, that makes him a hypocrite.
The
What happened to
blackguards!
Ketch? Was he killed?
Oh no, he got away and returned to this island, to this very house.
The Frederick Ketch Memorial Museum.
I've been talking to Rio, the little fisher boy.
I'll thank you not to mention that little wretch in my presence.
Dirty little whelk. Nasty fishy boy.
That will do, Mina.
I gather you don't have much time for the little boy.
That child is a delinquent, Mr. Stobart.
Yeah, well, he's only, what, 11, maybe?
A knave with one hand on the tots.
What tarts?
What is it about Rio that you don't like, Miss Frost?
Well, once upon a time, he and Emily...
Be quiet this instant, Mina.
What can you tell me about Emily?
Emily? What business can she be of yours?
Her parents were killed in a typhoon.
We, as her only living relatives, took it upon ourselves to raise the child.
It's good to know Charity isn't dead.
Oh, but she is. Washed overboard in the typhoon.
Mr. Stobart wasn't talking about Emily's mother. He was being sarcastic.
What else can you tell me about Emily?
How dare you pry into our family in this way? I refuse to answer any more of your impertinent questions.
I mean, you could answer, though, couldn't you? Technically.
Okay, it was time for diversionary tactics. I thought I saw a little girl down on the beach.
You must be mistaken.
He must be mistaken. Mustn't he, Frost?
I'm sure I'm not. A little girl and that young fisher boy.
What? It's not possible. What were they doing?
Oh, the kinds of things that all little boys and girls get up to at their age.
When I was a little girl, we used to play cows and milkmaids.
Woe betide you if you're lying to us, Mr. Stobart. Heaven help you.
With a creak of ancient corsetry, the sisters sailed majestically over the distant horizon.
What is your Windows
The
doing?
ladder
It keeps
extended
going
easily.
bring. Oh, are you getting notification sounds? That's weird. Hold on. See if I can make sure it's not bringing at you anymore. Put the sound window up there. Eye on it. Steal the cat. I think the cat would have something to say about that.
I couldn't reach the flagpole, and a bush stopped me from moving the ladder across. The flagpole had some sort of technical gadget on the end.
Are you looking forward to tomorrow? Wait, what are you talking about? I haven't been talking about anything. Are you looking forward to tomorrow? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Should be fun.
Tell me about your friend Emily.
Why are you so interested in Emily Ketch?
Emily Ketch? A descendant of Captain Ketch, the pirate?
Yeah.
What, doesn't bother you?
Why should it? We don't responsible for our ancestors.
How come the old ladies closed the museum?
It's Bronson's doing.
The guy with the theodolite?
Him have the plans for redeveloping the museum. Oh, I know all about Mr. Bronson's plans.
Can you let me have a fish, kid?
I thought you say you don't like fish.
It's not for me. It's a present.
For the old ladies? Well, it makes a change from flowers and candy.
No, it's for their cat.
Okay. What do I get out of it?
I can pay you. I've got Quaramontian dollars, French francs, and traveler's checks.
You must be joking.
No, I just hadn't read your message yet.
Away.
So I was confused as to why you were saying it's been cancelled when I hadn't even read it yet.
Is this worm worth a fish?
Could be good bait. How did it die?
I think it drowned in tequila.
Just like my Uncle Gabriel. Yeah, I'll have that. Okay, I'll get you a fish. It might take a while, though.
Beep boop, beep boop. I will be back in a minute. I need to do something. Guess I can talk. Can't read anything. Not sure it's really interesting to listen to me wandering around the house doing things. But yeah, I'm going to the Taskmaster Thingam tomorrow, which will be fun. Although tiring, imagine. But should be fun. I don't really know what form it takes, so I'm just going to show up and see what happens. I'm on my way back. That wasn't too long. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, okay, I've returned. Always look at both sides of the task. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see sort of how it plays out. But we'll see. See how it goes. The most important rule is to figure out what would be the most annoying result, and that will be the solution. Which would make you look the most stupid if you didn't realize it.
Did you see the weird sisters come by here?
Did I? They look madder than usual, so I hide until they're gone by.
Just as well. They thought you were playing with Emily. Boy, were they steamed.
Emily? You're madder than them.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the boy.
No luck with the fish?
No, man. They don't want bite. That's 'cause they know there's a storm brewing.
Storm? I don't think so.
Hey, I got a bite.
You have?
It's a big one. A real big one.
Reel him in, Rio. Jeez, it must be a whale or something.
Rustiest whale I ever see.
I still need a fish, Rio.
Okay, make me try again.
Maybe you better change your bait.
The only serviceable part of the bicycle's wreck was a rubber inner tube. You just never know when you're going to need stuff like that.
There's a fish, my man.
I can't put it in my pocket while it's flapping about like that.
No problem.
Oh, thanks. Bonk. No fish were harmed in the making of this game. Okay. Now to distract the cat, I think. Maybe. Wasn't there funny dialogue here? Hold on. I remember there being something weird. I think it's down from the beach. Ba 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 ba. Resident Evil. Okay. I can't remember if I have to do this at the bottom.
No.
Okay, I have to. Okay. Cool. Yep. Is that what you are playing today, brother? Are you playing Resident Evil?
I'd have to do that from the ground.
Oh, you said.
That should get the old cat dancing. I just hoped it didn't give itself a cardiac. I didn't have a flag on me, so the flagpole would have to stay bare.
There you go, eat your fish. Nom, nom. Net keeps falling over. You have a net? What are you trying to catch?
I put the ball in the catapult. Took aim.
Boing!
Yes! Okay, so it was a lucky shot, but I'd knocked the theodolite target clean off the end of the flagpole.
Oh, the internet. I understand now. I was clearly very confused before. So are you playing Resident Evil?
What the hell's going on here? Where is it? I had to climb out of the window to put that one on. Damn it, I'm gonna have to go through all that again.
Not this time. The house is locked up and the sisters aren't here.
Hell's teeth! I'll have to put the spare target on the other flagpole. A whole morning's work wasted. I'm gonna fix all this and then I'm gonna fix you, you hear?
Yeah? Fine. I'll be waiting.
Meh, 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 meh. Take that.
Ah!
What you doing, Bronson? Just hanging around?
I'm gonna kill you for this, Stobart! Get me down from here!
What, so you can kill me? Gee, you talked me out of it, Bronson.
I felt a little guilty about leaving Bronson up there, but not much, obviously.
Hell's teeth. Yeah, people say hell's teeth.
The marker was a bright,
I don't know
shiny thing.
who says
and
it,
I
but
have
some
a
people
weakness
do.
for bright, shiny things. It wasn't going to be much use without the theodolite, though. With Bronson out of the way, I could finally get a clear look at the plans. Engineers' drawings didn't mean much to me, but one thing was clear. These plans were for a
People say hell's
5-story,
teeth. I've heard people say
200-room,
it.
luxury, pirate-themed
Not to me,
hotel.
but usually
Another
in
stain
some
on
sort
the
of show
bedspread of
or
paradise.
game. Like this one. Yeah, he has the amazing Guybrush trousers or coat where you can just shove any old thing in there and it'll be fine.
You there? Why is Mr. Bronson hanging from that flagpole?
He climbed up there of his own accord.
Then help him, you stupid man! Quickly, before he falls!
I think it might be my phone notification. I don't even think I've had any Windows notifications. Yeah, do not disturb is on, so I don't have Windows notifications.
Here, Bronson's plans.
This means nothing to me.
She's not wearing her reading glasses.
Ah, wait. Yes, I see now. I see it all too clearly. That man is planning to build a huge hotel. Bronson is a confidence trickster. Mina, we have been duped. I'm glad we didn't sign his contract.
Oh, I hate tricksters, especially confident ones.
Come, Mina. Mr. Bronson, you may consider yourself persona non grata.
Yes. Cave Keenum.
Kindly disentangle yourself from our flagpole and eject yourself from our property this very minute.
Disentangle. Eject.
Hey, cut that out, you crazy old bat!
How dare you! Mina isn't crazy, she's just engagingly eccentric.
Yeah, as a bedbug.
That's what people say about me. I'm engagingly eccentric.
Lovely as this little vista is, I'd be really grateful if you could let me into the museum now.
Certainly, young man. We are most grateful to you for exposing this scoundrel. Mina, the lock.
Thanks, ladies.
Stobart, be a pal. Get these harpies off me.
No, I left you up there. What makes you think I'm going to help? I hope they eat you. Goodbye.
While George was basking in the sun-drenched Caribbean, I went to London. It was a long shot, but I thought I'd start my search for the Jaguar Stone at the British Museum.
Yeah. I hope he gets eaten by the crazy old ladies.
It was
Hello,
a stone
Kongwamo, how are you
identical in
doing?
size and style to the Coyote
Are you
stone.
having a good day?
However, this stone bore
Hopefully
the
better
image
than
of a
the guy I
jaguar.
just hung from a flagpole. Hanged from a flagpole? Yeah, hanged. Okay, so this is the Coyote Stone. Did you say that? Okay, yeah.
The
I just need to
cabinet was
picklock it.
locked. There was nothing very useful in my bag, just a single hair clip. That's the kind of thing Georges would do, not me.
Okay, worth a go.
Can I help you, miss?
Ah, okay. Well, good luck at your shift at work. It might not be too bad.
Have you ever heard of an English sea captain called El Draco?
El Draco? Not a very English name.
I think that's what the Spanish would have called him. It was about the time of the conquistadors.
16th century.
What do you do for
Oh,
work?
I know. That's what the Spanish called Sir Francis Drake.
Francis Drake? Have you got anything here that belonged to him?
Indeed,
You
miss.
made
He
a
had
clip.
a couple
Oh,
of artifacts
thanks.
he brought back from one of his journeys.
I didn't think the museum attendant would be interested in a hair grip. Not even a cute one like this. What can you tell me about that stone with a jaguar on it?
The so-called Jaguar Stone was brought back from the Americas by Sir Francis Drake and presented, along with the more famous
I'm glad that's the
scrying
first
mirror,
clip that
to
someone's
John
made of
Dee.
me. Me,
What's this
me
scrying
hoping
mirror?
that someone gets
It's a
eaten.
little square of polished obsidian. Mine it is.
And what does it do?
Well,
Mine
it's like
it
a
is.
crystal ball, except flat and black. And you can't see anything in it. Old man D had a psychic who reckoned he could speak to the angels through it. I think he was taking D for a ride myself. The old
They
loony
probably
didn't
will.
like the stone, though.
Start an account
Reckoned it
somewhere.
was tainted by the devil. Come
I think
along,
I've got
miss.
the YouTube
I'll
channel.
show you the mirror.
I just haven't posted anything on it. Just reserving it for future.
Yeah. John Dee's famous scrying mirror, given to him by Francis
Do you know if this mirror has any relevance to Tezcatlipoca?
Who? 'Tis let I can't even say it. Ah, there's someone here who'll be able to help you better than me. This young lady has some questions to ask, Professor. I think she's from France.
Professor Roubillier.
Eh? What?
You two know each other, do you? Excuse me, the telephone.
We meet again.
Mademoiselle, France, eh?
Yes, I believe that's where you live, Professor.
I have a house there, on the outskirts of Paris, but I haven't been back for many months.
What can you tell me about the Jaguar Stone, Professor?
Yeah,
It's
are you
obsidian,
a football
from the
man?
Chichen Itza region.
I'm an expert on sports. So you've come to the right person about sport.
Professor Roubillier, your taxi's here.
If you'll excuse me, I have some urgent business to attend to at the docks.
Can you answer me some questions about the Jaguar Stone?
Certainly, miss. If you just step this way.
Yeah, those things close to the screen are people. They just look insane. I'm not sure what's
It's
going on with
gone.
them.
Some sods half-inched it.
Half-inched?
Stolen it,
Stolen
miss.
it, ma'am.
Never mind. The silent alarm will have been tripped.
Half-inched
I'm
it.
afraid nobody
Yeah,
will
have
leave
fun with your
until our
meeting.
crack security team gets
I'm
here.
sure it's great.
How long will that take?
Could be a while. I think it's their tea break.
The thief could be miles away by then.
Don't you worry about that, miss. Just don't try to leave.
It was too much of a coincidence that Roubillier showed up and the stone promptly disappeared. I didn't have time for their crack security team to finish their tea. I had to get after him. The cabinet was locked. That's the kind of thing.
Yeah, the proportions on them are insane. I don't know what happened with those two.
The cabinet was locked.
Maybe they are aliens. I don't know. Maybe it's like a side plot of some description. Yoink.
I didn't steal the stone. I was nowhere near it.
So who do you suppose did steal it?
Professor Roubillier.
It must have been Roubillier.
Huh! Begging your pardon, but he's a man of letters. A professor.
So was Moriarty. Man of letters or not, he's your culprit. Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Moriarty is fictional, though, to be fair.
The key unlocked the case.
I'm just going to
I
steal
locked the case
everything
again
else.
and took the key.
So I didn't steal that, but I did steal all the rest of the things.
The key didn't fit this lock.
Okay, now I'm going to escape behind this very, very obscure coloured curtain.
Excuse me, miss. Please don't touch the exhibits.
Don't you think it's suspicious that Roubillier has urgent business at the docks?
Not in the slightest, young lady. He's gone to oversee the unloading of cargo, an exhibition of Mayan sculpture on loan from Mexico City.
What's the name of the ship?
The Xibalba Princess, moored down by Tower Bridge. Why do you ask?
Just wondering. Look at this. The thief left this key in the cabinet.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
That makes the theft an inside job, right?
Oh dear.
In other words, the thief was Professor Oublié.
Well, let's leave that for the police to decide, shall we? I better phone them right away.
Ah, oh really? Goodbye. Get out of my way. Thank you.
Hello?
I knew I had nothing to worry about if the police were called.
Yes, I'll hold.
But I had to catch up with Oublié, and fast.
Yeah, that won't make you look guilty at all. Just flee the scene of the crime.
I levered the handle open with the thin dagger.
The room had been decorated to resemble the interior of a sailing ship. It was disturbingly effective.
So that guy's syllables are very Jack Sparrow. Yeah, kinda.
Surprise!
It's a child. I shall go to your stream.
What the?
Go
Who are
prepare.
you?
I'm Emily.
What were you doing in there, Emily?
Hiding. What are you doing here?
Grown-up stuff.
Grown-ups? I'm never gonna grow up, I'm not. You shouldn't be here. What's your name?
I'm George.
Pleased to meet you, Jaws.
George.
Jaws,
Jeez.
make your mind up.
What can you tell me about Captain Ketch?
That's him on the wall, in the picture.
Yeah? Boy, that's interesting.
He was a sailor captain. This is his house.
Why don't you go play with Rio?
I'm not allowed.
How come?
'Cause Aunt Frost says I'm not allowed out of the house. That's why, Mr. Nosybeak.
Too bad. Why don't you ask your other aunt if you can play with Rio?
Aunt Mina's cuckoo. Aunt Frost says so. She says when the Lord handed out common sense, Aunt Mina was off getting double portions of chin.
Harsh.
That Rio's a smart kid. He helped me outwit Bronson.
Rio is clever. He can spit ever so far.
A sign of intelligence. That's how they do IQ tests, I think.
Look, an ancient Mayan stone.
Is that a magic stone?
Well, I don't know about that.
No.
Sort of, I guess.
Would you like to play darts?
No.
Oh, come on. I'll throw, you catch.
That's dangerous. Darts will stick in me and make me bleed.
Oh, no. That'd be
Do you know how to
shame.
use a theodolite?
We don't learn anything about surveying at my school. Not until 5th grade.
Captain Frederick Ketch, 1570. Around his neck was a cross. Maybe he was a part-time pirate. The portrait might have made a nice souvenir, but it was too large to carry.
No, he was a privateer, which is, legal pirates, which is, not better.
all's well. Pirates were cool.
Correct, pirates are cool. Pirates are my favourite things.
Hard a port, bosun. Aye, aye, Captain Stobart. She cannot take it, Captain. The lad's dead. Abandoned ship. It would have been easy to reach the cutlass and slip it in my pocket. It would also have been the most regrettable action of my life.
That's fair.
That might come in useful in ticklish situations.
What you doing, Jaws?
I'm just borrowing this feather, that's all.
Why?
I might be able to make use of it.
You gonna steal it? That's bad. I'm gonna tell on you.
No, don't do that.
Why not?
Well, because I'm not stealing, just borrowing.
Yeah, I'm boring. Don't worry about it. Totally not stealing anything.
Okay, I've had my hands on an historical document. Now what? The chart fitted exactly into the recess on the top of the desk.
What you doing now, Jaws?
Knock it off, will ya? There's something you ought to know. I don't buy cute or lost puppy. I'm putting this old map on the desk.
What you doing that for, Jaws?
Because it was obviously intended to fit in this recessed area.
How'd you work that out?
It's obvious. Why don't you run along and play?
Aunt Mina told me. Stay out of mischief.
Well, that doesn't mean you have to stay indoors, does it? On a beautiful day like today?
There's a storm coming.
Oh, nuts. You don't know that.
I do so. I can see the whole world from the window.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm busy. That cross you're wearing, Emily,
It's my lucky Jesus cross.
it's just like the one Captain Ketch wore.
Uh-huh.
Can I borrow it?
Uh-uh.
Come on.
What would you trade for that cross, Emily?
A puppy.
Well, I don't happen to have a puppy in my pocket right now. Can you think of
Kidnap a
anything
cat.
else you'd trade?
Don't know.
The ship looked too fragile to touch. March 20th, 1670 fix. Engaged frigate off Fan Salvador? It was garbage. Huh. I guess being a pirate didn't require too many academic qualifications. The
Yeah,
passage went on
that's
to
the problem.
describe how Ketch had got wind of the approach of a fleet of English ships. It seemed the new governor had not shared his predecessor's views on Ketch's activities. They were out for his blood. Sailed to that place where I made secure my fortune. I returned safe in the knowledge that the governor shall not discover that which I had hidden. For is it not writ that 'tis easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle?
Holding that lantern, I felt kinda biblical. Like Jesus or Florence Nightingale.
Sure.
The lantern fitted so precisely in the inkwell, it could only be deliberate.
What you doing now?
Grown-up stuff.
I doubt that.
I've put the lantern in the inkwell. See? It fits.
Why?
Because it was cut to fit.
Why?
Because sneaky old Captain Ketch made it that way.
Why?
What is with all the questions?
'Cause I'm interested.
Why?
'Cause I have the insatiable curiosity of the young.
Why?
All right. Truce.
I will batter you into submission. Delicious cup of...
What do you give to a small, irritating girl who asks about everything?
Try a conch. Delicate colors, interesting shape, and when you put it to your ear, you can hear the sea.
Yeah, why's that?
Usually because you're standing next to it.
Cool. Have you got one?
Yeah, but I promised it to my sister. She well vexed with me.
She's well vexed.
Why is your sister mad with you?
Well, last night when I got home with our supper, she went wild. Rio, she said, how come all you ever catch is puffer fish? A sicker puffer fish. What I want is tiger fish. So don't bother come back home till you catch one, boy. I don't see how I'm gonna catch no tiger fish. All I have is a fishing pole and a worm.
I mean, isn't that what you need to
What do
catch
you
all
need
fish?
to catch a tigerfish?
One of them real fancy flies like the rich fishermen use.
Any use for a quill?
What's a quill?
It's what people used to write with in Captain Ketch's days.
No, I'd sooner be fishing.
I think I need to like destroy the quill somehow. I get the. I give it. Do I give it to the cat? Cat, destroy this.
The cat made short work of the feather, tearing it into a blizzard of small pieces. I'd better think this through.
Look, that's got feathers on it. I'm simply thinking. That's all.
I'd better think that. Hey, this is just what you need to make a fly.
Thanks. Let's hope them tigerfish hungry. A deal's a deal. Here's a conch.
Conch. Give conch to annoying child.
Here, I've got a conch. Would you like it?
Dunno. Aunt Frost told me never to take presents from strange men.
I'm not a strange man.
Then why are you called Jaws, Jaws? That's a stupid name.
I'm not called... Look, conch, pretty. Swap for the cross, yes or no? Right, this thing's going out the window.
Okay, we'll do swapsies.
I feel like she got shortchanged if I take this expensive-looking thing out of the building.
Ketch's cross slipped snugly into the penholder. Before you ask, I've put your cross in this little hole in the desk.
Why?
Impulse mainly, with a dash of irrational intuition.
Silly. Only women have intuition.
The lantern cast a strong light over the desktop. The light cast a shadow of the cross. And the shadow fell precisely over a small, unnamed island shaped like a skull.
Skull Island.
That must be it. Ketch's Treasure Island.
Uh-oh. That's Zombie Island. It's a bad place.
No kidding? Well, bad place or not, that's my next port of call.
Can I come too?
The hell you can.
No,
I never get to leave the house.
that's not my problem. Okay?
There were several...
A good line.
There were several things I wanted to say to that awful kid, but I held my tongue.
Very gentlemanly. Rio, help! Help me!
Would you take me to, Zombie Island?
In this weather? You're mad, man.
The rain will keep the zombies indoors.
Yeah, they
Just
don't like the
say
rain.
I did meet a zombie. What would you do?
There ain't no zombies on Zombie Island. At least, not anymore. It's uninhabited.
Good. What do you mean, not anymore?
You still want to go?
I guess.
Well, I ain't had no luck with them tiger fish. And with the mood my sister is in, I'll be safer with the zombies.
Are you to Zombie Island?
So, this was Zombie Island. Somehow I'd been expecting something more sinister. Come on, Rio. Let's find that treasure.
No thanks. I'll stay
Yeah.
right here.
Oh, come on.
I don't have a giant
You said
earbud,
yourself there's no
unfortunately.
zombies left.
I'm never going to get
Yeah.
into the monkey
But
head.
that was while there was a big pile of seawater between me and this place. All me have now is this little bit between the boat and the shore, and I'm hanging onto it.
But I'm going to take your net.
Rio's boat was strewn with fishing nets and tackle.
That Emily sure asks a lot of questions.
Rest it, man. This whole Emily business just isn't funny.
Look, we're obviously at cross purposes here. I'm talking about Emily Ketch.
Yeah, and so am I. She was my friend. Her aunts hated it, but we did move together, you know. She used to be real keen at hide and seek. It could take hours to find her. One time, the last time, it took days. She must have shouted and screamed herself hoarse, but there was nobody to hear her.
Where'd she hidden herself?
Captain Ketch's old sea chest. The only way to open it was from the outside.
Suddenly, I didn't feel so good. We never exchanged another word about Emily Ketch.
I was quite happy where I was. It was too high. I couldn't get up there. The cliff was steep, too steep to climb without handholds. And I couldn't find any. I was quite
Right.
happy where I was.
I need that net. Give me that net.
Could I borrow your net?
Yeah, man, no problem.
I say
You planning
borrow.
on catching some fish?
Nope. I'm after a big rock.
I will have to play Monkey Island on here at some point.
Well, here I go. Wish me luck, Rio.
Good luck, George. Watch out for the Walking Dead.
Meanwhile, back in London.
I stumbled down dark stairwells for what seemed like forever, until suddenly I found myself, wow,
Abandoned
in an
tube
abandoned
station.
London Underground station. This place must have been closed down decades ago. The cup was empty. The slot was much too thin for my fingers. I pushed the hair clip into the slot and whatever was stuck there disappeared into the machine. I pulled out an old English penny.
great English penny.
The machine looked like it had sold its last ticket a long time ago. I put the old penny into the slot, the needle twitched rustily, and the machine spat out a card. The weight was in imperial units. It meant nothing to me. The card also had my fortune on it. A family quarrel will turn out to your advantage.
13 stone. Jeez.
The blade of the dagger just fitted between the door and the soft wood frame. The door gave slightly, and then held firm.
Use the card on the crack.
I remembered my student days when I regularly forgot my house keys. A wiggle with the thick card between the frame and the lock, and the latch lifted. The slot was much too... I didn't want to get... The machine needed to be fed a coin before it would operate. The tray was empty.
Okay. Summon me a train, please.
The train was my ride out of there. I could worry about not having a ticket when I got to the docks.
Okay, into the mysterious jungle. Got myself a reed. Okay. Yeah. Oh.
The end of the reed had been neatly bitten off. Now I knew what was living in there. A long-toothed, snarling, furry wild thing.
Very specific, George. figured it out.
The dart fitted snugly into the reed. Great. I was tooled up and dangerous.
Time to find a ball. Wild ball. Okay. There it is. The evil ball.
The boar's expression said, "Forget it, Stobart." If I jumped, I could just about reach the branch.
Do it. Do it, George. Aha! Take that ball. There it is. It's a rock needle, also known as a big old rock.
No good. I'd have to be bitten by a radioactive spider before I stood any chance of getting up there. The creeper just came away from the rock as I pulled it. The creeper didn't look like it would hold my weight.
You suck at climbing, George.
The marker clipped firmly onto the net. Great. I'd created some sort of creeper marker fishing net assembly. Sometimes I terrify myself with my creative genius.
Yes, quite the genius, George. Yeah.
I'd successfully got the marker into a position near the top of the needle simply by using the kind of lateral thinking that can get you institutionalized.
Okay. Now I just need to get onto that hill, and I don't remember which direction. Beep boop beep boop, beep boop north. We have entered magic jungle territory. Very Monkey Island 2. Actually, Monkey Island 1 and 2. But more so 2 than 1.
Hold on. I've been here before. Haven't I?
Yeah, sure. But this is a different bit of the same place.
What the? Steady, guy. It's just a monkey.
Doesn't sound like a monkey I've ever heard, but okay. This shot is very much like the one from Monkey Island 1 on the top of the mountain where you push the rocks onto the catapult thing. Sorry, the art sculpture. That's totally not for catapulting rocks.
The hill I was on had reminded me of a camel's hump as I'd climbed up it. Now I had to see what I could see.
Yeah, this section is very Monkey Island. One of the reasons why this is one of my favourite of the Broken Sword games.
It was the marker which I had raised up the needle of rock. I could see the marker I had fastened on the rock down in the forest, and right in line with it, the rock I was looking for.
What?
Initials carved into the stone read F.K. Frederick Ketch had been here.
I remember that you can easily get yourself killed in this section. So I'm going to go and save it before I get murdered. Gonna move on. Gonna get murdered.
Got you.
Ah, my trap worked. Now not to get murdered by the other man that's standing right there.
But the collar woman was there. They'll know it was me.
But you have the stone. The right stone, you're sure?
Yes, of course, it's the Jaguar stone. No possible mistake. Here it is. Karzak, please. The police will be looking for me soon. You're going to get me out of the country, aren't you?
Stop your whining, Ubier. Do you have any idea what this stone symbolizes?
I thought you just wanted it to frighten the natives.
Fool. I intend to cast this stone into the sea.
But why? It's unique.
Exactly. With it gone, the Mayan priest's plan to destroy Tezcatlipoca cannot succeed.
I can assure you that Tezcatlipoca is a mythical figure.
Such a small mind you live in. Tezcatlipoca is real. I have seen him in my dreams. We have spoken of his plans for this world. We have spoken of your part in these plans.
My part?
He told me you would be useful. He told me how to crush your spirit by turning you to drugs.
My wife died. You know that full well. She was my world, my everything.
And now? You are no longer useful. She called out your name as she died, you know?
What? What are you saying?
And then they thought you'd done it. It all worked perfectly.
You? It was you? You bastard! You monster! For the love of God, Karzak!
Which one?
There were no signs of life, but I checked that Ubier really was beyond help. We were going to need the stone to thwart Karzak. I knew Ubier would have approved.
Yoink.
It was the Jaguar stone, all right.
Stab. Stab. Do a stab. Hey-ya. Take leg stab.
Pirates? I was about to make good my escape when...
Cut! Who the hell are you?
I can explain everything.
Don't bother.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were making a movie.
So who are you?
Stobart. George Stobart. 2 B's and 2 T's.
It's okay, Mr. Hawks. He wasn't in the shot.
Hawks? This had to be Carlton Hawks, the newest enfant terrible of Tinseltown. I'd read about him. Mailroom boy makes good. Nice to know it was still possible to get to be a director armed with only an encyclopedic knowledge of postal charges.
Stay out of the way, surfer boy. I'll deal with you later.
Surfer boy? Hi, George Stobart.
Hello, mate.
You're English, right?
Blimey, you don't miss much, do you? Bert Savage. Have you seen what the caterers laid on today? Buns and pancakes.
That's awful.
It's an improvement on yesterday. The buns are stale, but the pancakes are bloody lovely.
How long have you been in the movie business?
Flipping years, mate. Absolutely flipping years. I was in the army before that. Thought to myself, you've been risking your bleeding neck every day, why not cash in on it like?
So you became a stuntman, just like that?
Nah, of course not. I had to do the training first.
What training does a stuntman do?
First, they told me to stand in the road. Then, they run me down. Straight up. Drove at me with a car. I couldn't believe it. I was up on the bonnet and over the other side before I realised he wasn't stopping. Then they threw me downstairs a bit and gives me a certificate.
Yeah, that'll do.
Did you ever work with Carol Climax?
The Dirty Dachshund? I'll say. Flipping princess, mate.
I heard she was very beautiful.
Mind you, she acted like one too. Ordering this, demanding that.
Did you ever meet Bertrand Oubier?
Meet him? No. I saw him a few times, though. He didn't like his wife being in films.
Do you think Oubier murdered his wife?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Mind you, there were plenty of people who could have done her in.
I thought the public loved her.
Yeah, but people who knew her saw the other side.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
What's that, mate? Stone axe?
No, it's just a piece of polished stone.
Very nice indeed. Shine it up a bit, you get a few bob for that.
What do you think of this lipstick?
Oh, very nice. Very repouche.
I thought that meant hideous.
I was being sarky. Looks like a skin disease, that stuff.
Hi, I'm George Stobart.
My name's Harris. Most people call me Flash.
You're the cameraman, right?
That's right.
Why'd they call you Flash? You used to be a stills photographer?
Nope.
I decided not to pursue the subject. There was nothing else I wanted to ask the cameraman. Hi there, George Stobart.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Haiku McEwen.
Is your name really Haiku?
Yeah. It was my mom's idea, okay? When I was born, I was so small and perfectly formed I reminded her of a Japanese poem.
Well, I guess it could have been worse. She could have called you Limerick.
That's my middle name.
Did you always want to be an actor?
I don't think of what I do as acting, man.
You're not alone.
It's more like I'm the voice of my generation. What I'm saying for the kids on the street.
Which is
I'm
what?
sure.
I'm crap, I'm going nowhere?
Huh? What are you saying, man?
Stobart, get out of shot. Positions, everybody.
I'll get a flip chart and explain it to you later, Haiku.
Haiku, baby, are you ready?
Okay, man. Which scene is this?
You've been captured by Silver's accomplice, Pirate Babs, who's fallen in love with you. Okay, people, top of page 76, Sharon.
What about my big speech?
It's been cut. Everybody ready?
Up to speed.
Quiet on the set. Okay, let's make magic.
Oh, please.
And action!
Why don't you forget that dumb old squire and his bunch of merry men? Can't you see we were made for each other?
I know, but Squire Trelawney saved my life, Captain Babs. Why, if it hadn't have been for him, that giant octopus would have made mincemeat out of me.
But right now he thinks you're
What
a
an
traitor.
incredible movie.
He's locked you out of the stockade, Jimbo.
That 20-foot high wall with spikes might have kept out Silver's men, but it ain't gonna stop me.
Oh, Jimbo.
And cut! Good heavy breathing, Sharon.
Natch, I'm a pro.
Did you get the heavy breathing, Flash?
Did I ever, boss? We should have made this movie in 3D.
Haiku, you were great. We're setting up for the stunt now, so get a bite to eat. Savage, on set, damn it.
Mr. Hawks, I was wondering if...
Not now. I got a movie to make. Time for the stunt, Savage. It's a short run, bounce on the plank, and somersault over the spikes and stockade wall.
Oh yeah, seems easy enough.
Plank, spikes, wall, over. Easy, a child could do it.
At my age? You must be joking.
I could replace you, Savage.
Yeah, with an arthritic baboon.
Replace me? Lummy, this could be the last stunt I ever perform. I need to think about this. Get myself in the right frame of mind.
A suicidal one would fit the bill for that stunt.
Fine. You do that. In the meantime, we'll break for lunch.
Oh, great. I'm famished.
Stay right there and meditate, Savage.
Tight-ass little git.
Get myself some syrup.
The bun was so stale it felt like a small rock. As I walked towards the bush, it started buzzing angrily. There was a hornet's nest somewhere in that bush. I don't want to worry you, but there's a hornet's nest over in that bush.
Hornets. That reminds me of a film I was in. The Black Hornet.
The Black Hornet? I don't remember seeing that one.
Before your time, most likely.
What happens in it?
Lummy, what don't happen in it? I was shot, stabbed, fed to piranhas, dangled from an airship, and trampled by a zebra.
No, I mean, what was the plot?
Plot?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a classy movie that would have an actual story. Right, I think I have to attack this man with bees. That's all the memory I have for this segment of the game.
What have you got there?
Would you like a pancake, Bert?
Don't mind if I do.
Have a
The
delicious
pancake oozed
pancake.
maple syrup all over Bert's chins.
You put bloody syrup on that pancake. Now it's messed me all up.
You're welcome. Okay.
Those hornets were not pleased. There was a hornet's nest somewhere in that bush.
Get that camera rolling. This could be good.
Yeah.
Cut and print it. That was brilliant, folks. Okay, the next scene is down on the beach. This is where Hawkins finds the treasure in the Cave of the Crabs.
Would those be giant killer crabs by any chance?
Giant mutant killer crabs with attitude.
Oh, nice. They've got attitudes. They must be wearing sunglasses.
There it was, the rock I'd seen from the camel's hump. Now that I was close up, I could make out a small cave near the top of the pillar.
Hey, you! Trouble!
Who, me?
I want you to stay right where I can keep an eye on you.
I'm not one of your lackeys, Hawks. I go where I like.
Not here, you don't. The movie company has rented this island for the duration. You're trespassing. Do as you're told or you're gone.
Oh, charming.
Hi, Bert.
Don't you eye me. Fine friend you turned out to be.
What's the problem?
Huh.
Would you like this pot of syrup?
No way, I'm messed up enough already.
What's it like to work with Carlton Hawk?
Flipping misery, mate.
Look, Bert, what's wrong?
You got a bloody nerve. If I didn't know better, I'd have thought you gave me that pancake just so them hornets would go for me.
Oh, Bert, you've wounded me. How can you think that?
Well, by looking at the evidence.
I don't know why you still want to be a stuntman anyway.
Course, it's all I know, isn't it? If I don't do this, what do I do?
Well, how about being a stunt coordinator?
Being a what?
You stand around in a big jacket and a baseball cap, telling the stunt people what to do.
I can do that.
Hey, you've done the job for years and you're not dead. That's gotta be good for morale.
Well, I don't know.
You get your own megaphone.
I'll do it.
George Stobart, international adventurer and roaming careers advisor.
I've had a great idea.
Yeah.
How about you dress up as Jim Hawkins and climb up to that cave over there?
Yeah, do that.
What cave? That cave? You must think I'm balmy. I did me back in being chased by them hornets over that flaming stockade wall. No way am I going up there.
Well, that narrowed the field. Why don't you use that cave up on the rock pillar at the end of the beach?
We don't have a stuntman anymore.
Hey, I'll do the stunt.
I appreciate the offer, but if you fall, you'll sue us.
No, I won't.
Everybody hear that?
I heard it.
Good enough, we're covered. Got any experience?
Death-defying leaps, desperate fistfights, getting caught in explosions, you name it.
Okay, people, move out. We're shooting the scene at the end of the beach.
No, we're not. The camera's still bogged down.
Shoot, I forgot about that. No go, Stobart. We'll have to use this cave after all.
Flash?
Yep.
We can't film at the Needle Rock because the camera's bogged down, right?
You got it, champ.
So why can't we use the portable camera instead?
You know, that's a pretty smart idea.
Yeah, I should be a cameraman.
I've been talking to the cameraman. He's got a portable camera.
So?
So you can use the cave in that rock pillar at the end of the beach. That's a dramatic cave if ever I saw one.
We ain't got a stabilized harness for it. The camera will wobble.
Did D.W. Griffiths have a stabilized harness when he made Birth of a Nation?
You're right, damn it. Hitchcock, Wells, none of them needed one. For crying out loud, Sam Raimi stabilized his camera on a plank. Props, get me a plank. We're gonna wing it. Hot dog. We're gonna do a cinema verite pirate movie. George, get to wardrobe. We're gonna make you a star.
On my way.
I mean, Sam Raimi, his camera work is insane, so I don't think he had an anti-wobble thing. I mean, he's attached it to a plank, I'm sure.
Ready when you are, Mr. Hawks.
But also, it's just all over the shop. Climbing rocks.
It was the stone which Ketch had captured from the Spanish. The Eagle Stone.
Victory is mine.
I returned to Quaramonte and found that Georges had left a message with Conchita. He'd already left for the Indian village, so I hurried to catch up with him. When I arrived, I found a scene of desolation. These sunglasses are Georges. Georges, are you? Titipoco, I'm almost glad to see you. You little asshole, what happened here? Are you responsible for this? And where's George? Have you seen him? He was pointing to the remains of a burned-out hut. Maybe Georges can make use of these.
They really have a habit of picking up underwear for no reason. They now both have underwear in their pockets.
It was too hot to pick up. It was a very hot and blackened stone. The underpants weren't thick enough to protect my hands. There was nothing in the barrel. That cup was no use to me. It had a hole in it. That barrel would have looked great on my patio, filled with shrubs. The water could have cooled the stone if I could figure out a way of getting it into the barrel. Hey, Shorty! Make yourself useful and help me with this barrel. Thanks. I recognize that. It's the coyote stone. What is it? Where are you pointing?
Come on, tiny friend, let's go.
We arrived to find Georges being led up the stairs. We clearly didn't have much time.
Now the question is, do I finish the game today? Because I've got 2 minutes. Or I suppose I'll just stop here before the climactic finale. And then I will have to start another game after I finish this one next time. That's fine. Okay, I have saved it, and we have just arrived at the pyramid. We have some exciting finale work to do next time. Right, I need to go and look beach. Actually, before I go, I'm going to pick up that rope. Oh, yeah, okay, I have to attach it. I do not have to attach it. Okay. Okay, well, as it is 5:30, I will bid you all adieu. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed watching me play ancient video games again. I'll be back on Monday for another art stream of some description. I think this week I'm just going to do something a bit more random. So I think I'm going to be taking requests for things to draw. So I'm just going to be doing like a doodle sketch other kind of stream, just making some fun and strange things because why not? Why not do that? So yeah, I'll be here Monday at like 2:30 on my time, my English time.